I'm here with Dan Valle of the Comfort Radio Talent Institute. Hi, how are you doing today, Dan?
It's great. I'm doing great, and it's great to be here in Bloomsburg again.
Could you explain what the Comfort Radio Talent Institute is?
The Comfort Radio Talent Institute came about because we created something called the National Radio Talent System. And we did that because I'm a lifelong broadcaster. I've been in broadcasting for 40 years. And over that period of time, astounding as it sounds, there's never been a systematic way for the industry to bring in entry-level talent to the broadcast industry. We sort of stumble across you, or you stumble across us, kind of thing, you know. And so we've talked about it for decades. So I had the opportunity to focus on it, had some time on my hands, and we've talked about this for years. And so we actually established the National Radio Talent System. And that is a system of radio talent institutes on college campuses in America. And here in Bloomsburg is the Comfort Radio Talent Institute, named after Kirby Comfort, as a matter of fact.
And why did you choose to establish one here at Bloomsburg University?
Well, Mr. Comfort had a lot to do with that. I had Kirby come down and speak at the Radio Talent Institute I do in Carolina. And at the end of his session, he flew in to do the session and flew out that quickly. And we just talked for a couple of minutes at the end. And I said, Kirby, I just want to thank you for coming. And he said, this is a really good thing you're doing here. It's good for the industry. We need this. And I said, well, now that you mentioned, we're planning on doing this around the country. And he looked me straight in the eye and he said, how cool is that? And he said, call me in a couple of weeks. Let's talk about this. I said, okay. So I called him in a couple of weeks. And he said, we're going to do this in Pennsylvania. I said, we are? He said, yeah, we are. And I can tell you, Kirby Comfort's the kind of guy, when he says we're going to do it, we're going to do it. Right. And he and I talked about where to do it up here. He already had a connection with Bloomsburg. He was impressed with some of the things that happens at the university here. And he met with the dean and others here on campus, and with Doug Kleintop from development, and had me come up and meet with them. And it went bang, bang, bang. It happened very fast. And the university embraced it tremendously, as a matter of fact. And the first year was this past summer, and it ran very smoothly, and it was just a terrific experience for everybody.
Very cool. So what benefits does the Institute provide for students that go through the program?
Well, one of the real keys to it, there's a lot of unique things about it. There's no other program like this anywhere in the world. We've researched it on the academic side, and we already knew from the broadcast side that it didn't exist. And so the benefit, do both ways. The benefit to the broadcast industry is finding entry-level talent to bring into the business, because we always talk about how we're going to find the next generation of great broadcasters, whether it's on air doing music radio, or whether it's news or sports, whatever it may be, or the behind the scenes positions. And so we did this to benefit the broadcast industry. That was my original motivation, quite frankly, because we knew the industry needed it. The whole industry knows we need it. And but then I started working with students, and that demographic between 18 and 22, 23, 24 years old. And remember, my motivation was for the broadcast industry, the reason I did it. But after I started spending time with students, I realized they had the same need. They didn't know how to connect with the president of CBS Radio in New York City, or the local manager of the radio station in Wilkes-Barre or Harrisburg, or wherever it may be. And so it was just important to students, young people that wanted a future in broadcasting, as it was to the broadcasting industry. So to quote an old cliche, it was a win-win. Everybody liked it, and I think it's one of the reasons it's taken off and doing so well. And so far, out of all the institutes we're doing them in 4 states. We're going to add a couple more next summer, and we always do it in the summer. About 70% of the students that have gone through the program start their career in radio or related field. Related field includes TV.
That's fantastic. So it's not just Bloomsburg University students that the Institute is open to. Who can participate, and how do they get involved?
That's a good question. Bloomsburg University is the host university here, and we've got a long-term commitment with the university and with Kirby and all to make this happen. And we had a lot of terrific students here from Bloomsburg last year, and we want to keep that up. But we also do invite. We want it to happen. Bloomsburg University wants it to happen, and the broadcast industry wants it to happen. In that, we want students from all over the state and region to come, not just Bloomsburg University. Last year we had students from Penn State, all from College of Staten Island and New York, just different places. And so we really do want people from all over to come, because it's not just a Bloomsburg thing, although this is the flagship in Pennsylvania, because we won't do it anywhere else in Pennsylvania. It's going to be right here. And we're generating talent for the broadcast industry, and we want them from all universities to come in and apply. And you do have to apply to get accepted. You can't just register. You have to go through an application process.
Well, thank you very much for answering my questions. It's a pleasure to meet you.
It's great to be here. Thanks for the time. We enjoyed talking about it.
I attended the Confer Radio Talent Institute in the summer of 2014 here at Bloomsburg University, and it was a great experience. I would definitely suggest that any Bloomsburg University student who has the time and money should definitely do it if they have any interest at all in radio or sales. I guess where it really helped me was it helped me to understand a lot more about the programming and production side of radio that you can't really get anywhere else unless you're talking to these radio professionals who they bring in for the Talent Institute. And my favorite part was just witnessing the morning shows that they brought in. It was really cool to see some of the really good professionals who do morning shows in Philadelphia or Harrisburg, just see how they run it. And it was interesting to see it live. That's an experience you really can't get anywhere else but the Confer Radio Talent Institute.